No, it's getting time. Mariah Carey is getting defrosted and she's screaming at us, "It's time!" I can't do that. I can't whistle the tones like her. But before that happens, we are in the defrosting phase. That means it's fall time. And that also means that we can pull out all the beautiful fall palettes. You know, I am not doing seasonal makeup at all. I wear whatever I feel like. And if that is a fiery orange smoky eye, then I will wear that in spring and winter too, or in the summer. And in the summertime, I'm wearing an ice cold frozen look. So I'm not into seasonal makeup, but a lot of you are, and a lot of you, they do wish for these videos. So I collected here 10 fall eyeshadow palettes that I love, and I can't wait to pull them actually out now, because I'm promising big things here, but I want to do like a mini fall makeup series with these 10 palettes. So maybe I split them up into 3 videos or 2 videos. It's 5 looks too much for a video. Or maybe, no, I think that is much better. I will do shorts with each of these. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts, but I have 10 palettes here. They are in no particular order. I just grab them, talk about them, show them, and just tell you why maybe these could be cool fall palettes. And the first one is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the thing is, I know ABH 10 years ago was the GOAT. Like, Subculture and Modern Renaissance were the palettes. I hated the formula. I think it's ugly and but their newer palettes are really, really good. And I am still waiting for a new palette in their newer 12 pan designs. So until that, let's grab Rose Metals. That came out 2 years? 3 years ago? I think 3 years ago, if not 2. Not 100% sure. But here we have it. It's a beautiful, warm, yeah, it's a brown, warm inspired eyeshadow palette with some beautiful, intense, fire looking shimmers. Everything about this palette is really stunning. I have 2 of these. They have in total 4 palettes in that new format, and the one that I still have are Rose Metals and Cosmos. Cosmos, not so much fall inspired, but this one, when I look at this, I get warm feelings. Talking about warm feelings, maybe this is too big for you, maybe also this is a bit too dark for you. Then I have another recommendation for fall palettes, but a little bit smaller, a little bit more neutral, but also from ABH, the Spice palette. These tiny 9-pan palettes that she did. When did they came out? I think they came last year when we were all waiting actually for the 12 pan. She decided to do 2 9-pans. And Spice, look at this. The other one that is in that line is Sugar. That is way more colorful in a way. But this is warm and neutral. And let me tell you, I like this surprisingly as much, if not even a little bit more, than the Sugar palette. It's an absolute stunning eyeshadow palette. You can keep it light, you can add some darkness, you can have light shimmers, dark shimmers. They look all good, and the formula is similar to the one in this. I think this I like even a bit better. Moving on to a cheat, because I am featuring a palette here that is definitely discontinued. So I thought I can cheat here. And that's ColourPop. If you are looking for fall palettes, take a look at the ColourPop Twilight palettes. And it doesn't matter if it's the New Moon or the OG Twilight. For me, both are fall palettes. Let's start with the New Moon palette. I think that is more in the classic fall direction, with these very warm oranges, pumpkin tones, fiery reds, warmish colors here. The shimmers are very coppery, so very, very classic fall inspiration. But if you are not so much into the warm fall vibe, so for me, maybe to clarify that, there are two versions of fall. Version 1 is warm. That is the time where the trees, they start getting yellow, orange, and red. You have these long evenings with warm sunlight. That is the definition of golden hour. That is just so, so beautiful. You can still sit outside, maybe with a light jacket or have a fire on or something. It's just this transition from summer into the other part of fall where it's wet, foggy. The color shift from these warm orangey tones and warm yellow sun rays into this, I don't know, like cloudy feeling. And if you like more that part of fall, I have palettes that resemble that too. But the first one is the OG Twilight palette. And there are some creators out there that really hated this launch. I love this launch, you know that. The OG ColourPop Twilight palette is emotionally my favorite palette in my collection because I'm such a big fan of the franchise, because this is a comfort franchise for me. And this is, for me, the absolute definition of foggy, wet, rainy fall, and I absolutely love this vibe. Now for the one palette that is sadly discontinued, but maybe you have this, maybe you can get it secondhand, maybe you forgot that you have this, so shame on you because this is a pricey one. It's the old Victoria Beckham Smoky Eye Break in Tweed. A 4-pan palette, or a 1-pan palette with 4 eyeshadows that couldn't be more warm fall-like than this. I love this, and every time that I use this, I'm just reminded of how much I love this quad, and I'm so, so sad that this is discontinued, because if you are looking for that one warm quad, that one fall quad that you want to have, it's this one. But sadly, you can't get this anymore. So if you have this, pull it out, fall back in love with this. Of course, I also have some Sea Beauty here, and the Shellwe Wulfa palette is definitely a fall palette for me. I mean, this palette I really hesitated to buy, but at some point last year, it got me. This year? No, I added this last year. It got me and I wanted to have this. And I remember specifically that I wore this for a different video where I was not talking about this, and someone in the comments said, could it be the case that you are wearing the Shellwe Wulfa palette? And do you know why they were able to see this? Because of this eyeshadow here. It looks already quite impressive in my opinion in the pan, but applied times 100. Everything else here, it will be very much the same looks every single time, so you do not have a lot of variation in it. But you have a warm purple here, you have something darker foresty green, copper, the pumpkin shade, and then this for a pop. Absolutely stunning. I think this is one of the most beautiful smaller palettes that I have, and I was as sad in the beginning, not really thinking that I will like this, but I really do. If you want to get this, it is available on Shellwe Makeup, I guess. I haven't checked in a while, but I don't think that this is discontinued at all. But if you want to buy this, I have a code with Shellwe Makeup. It's ELLAKINKLEY for 10%. And if it's not available there anymore, you can also check out the retailers. Look, Healthy Store, there I have a code with 12%. That is ELLAGRAM. And for Sea Beauty Mall, it's ELLAGRAM_makeup for 5%. But codes and stuff are all in the info box down below if I have some. Then we have a fairly new palette that just got me once it got announced, and it's the most boring color story ever. And when it launched this year, people were already saying, yeah, the timing is a bit off because this is so much more a fall palette and not so much a spring palette. And I'm talking about the Lancome Coffee Crush. And I fully agree. This is a warm-toned, neutral lover palette, and I think a lot of people will get a lot of use out of them if they're not into looks like the ones I'm wearing today. This is really a stunning neutral eyeshadow palette, but it is a fall palette in my opinion. This is the mirror of what I just described with the warm fall evening. Absolutely stunning. The shimmers are not as intense as I personally like them, but I can appreciate them in the whole concept of this palette actually. I want to put in the mix here another palette that is more for the foggy fall lovers, and that is the Blendbunny. I was just missing words. The Blendbunny Longing palette. I raved so much about this palette, and I will probably rave about it this year too, but this palette is so stunning. I just fell in love head over heels with this palette, and yes, even the row of dirty olive greens, even that got my heart because the palette is so versatile and is giving you so much joy when you use it. Insane. Absolutely stunning. I highly recommend it. I am also affiliated with Blendbunny. It's also ELLAKINKLEY for 10%. And now moving on to another brand that I'm affiliated with, Nomad Cosmetics. They have a bunch of palettes, honestly, that I would consider fall palette. We have the Ghost Town USA. We have the Mountain Fuji 5 Lakes palette. That is truly this yellow red, but also a little bit of icy, foggy fall palette. We have the Polar Express that is actually a Christmas palette, but I also would say that this is a nice fall color story. But I decided to go with the Chicago Speakeasy actually, because this, in my opinion, this gives you both fall types. You have the very warm fall, but you can also mix in the cool, foggy fall. They have beautiful multi-chromes in the center row. Stunning mattes here in this palette. You can mix and match them and they just work and blend so easy together. Chicago Speakeasy is definitely one of my favorite from Nomad Cosmetics, and I'm planning to do an updated Nomad Cosmetics ranking by the end of this year, so keep an eye out on that. But again, stunning eyeshadow palette. I think they really nailed it here with the color story. So yeah, and I like the squishy packaging. To be honest, the Chicago Speakeasy palette is a palette that I like phase-wise, and I don't know what it is, but this is a palette, I'm either craving it 100% or don't. But right now, I'm really craving it, so it made it here into the list. As said, also affiliated, it's ELLAKINKLEY too. We have 2 palettes left, and the last 2 palettes are with an intention here in the last 2 places, because these are actually my 2 favorites of this. Because ColourPop's Twilight and Longing, yes, the foggy fall, we love them, but I do these looks all year around. Some days I'm just craving this definition of warm fall. I want to look like a pumpkin spice latte. That is what I want. And there are 2 palettes that I want to mention here that actually give this to me. The first one is fairly affordable, and that is the Beauty Bay Rich palette. Oh, the Rich palette. I don't know what it is, because when you look at this now, you would be thinking like, hey Ella, not your jive, look at your face. But you cannot tell me that this does not remind you of a pumpkin spice latte, of a warm coffee with cinnamon on top, that it does not remind you of that heavy, hearty red wine that you would very slowly sip on an evening out on the patio with a fire on and grilling marshmallows. I am at least reminded of that. I'm a big fan of the Beauty Bay eyeshadow formula, not making a big deal out of this because it is that good. I think the Rich palette comes in 2 versions, this 42 pen and I think a 16 pen version, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, I'll link it down below. Beautiful palette, absolutely stunning. But the last palette, let me tell you a story about this palette. It was announced last year, and when it was announced, I wasn't 100% sure when the fuck will this launch in Germany. I saw the palette and I started to stalk. I started to hover over all the websites in Germany that are carrying this brand. I then ended up buying this from a UK website for 20 euro more that it actually costs here in Germany, just for it to launch then 2 days after I got mine. So I spent way too much money on this palette, and I don't say that it was worth it, but I'm also saying that I'm not regretting this. And this palette, to my own surprise, likes so much. Because the brand in general, yeah, their products are okay. They do have some products that do shine in bright lights, but this one especially. And I'm talking about Too Faced and their Appley in Love palette. First of all, the palette... what is it supposed to smell like? Not 100% sure what it says here. Yeah, no, it doesn't say what it is supposed to smell like, but let me tell you what I smell. I smell spicy cinnamon. I smell very sweet spicy cinnamon. Together with... we have something here in Germany that is common around Christmas time. It's called Spekulatius. They are like very, very specific cakes. They are basically not baked with little shapes. They are baked with plates. Like there are embossings pressed onto that. These plates have a long tradition, so it is a very traditional Christmas goodie. And this is exactly what this smells like. Here's the palette now. I love this palette so much more than I actually should. Is it because I paid so much money? Absolutely not. Am I going crazy by the fact that they print the eyeshadow names on top of the pans? Yes, it drives me nuts, but... oh, the scent and the look of this palette and the whole theming of this palette... this gave me the same excitement level as back then the Too Faced chocolate bar palette gave me. I don't know, maybe it is nostalgia that hit me because chocolate bar was my first more high-endish palette. And that chocolate bar palette I used for a long time. I think I decluttered this with the start of COVID. I used the heck out of it. I had so many pans in this palette. This one hit a certain nostalgia with me, but it's also quality-wise nice. It's good. It's not Blendbunny, it's not Narimi, I'm telling you that. It's not Shellwe makeup. But it is a very good eyeshadow palette. It is a nice, good, foolproof, easy to use formula in a beautiful color story here, and the scent is still there after nearly a year of having this here in my shelf. So I can't wait to film a short for you with that. So that is it. Actually 11 eyeshadow palettes here that I find very, very fitting for fall. And during filming the video, actually I decided I will do shorts with this. So I will not do like full videos, but each of these palettes are going to be featured in a reel / short / TikTok, however you call them, depending on the platform, in the video so that you get inspirations of this. If I do have videos with the palettes where I talk about them, I will also link that below together as said with codes and shopping links if I have some. And Other than that, all that I have left now is to ask you, what's your favorite fall palette? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for joining here. Make sure to subscribe to miss any of the other upcoming videos, and I see you very, very soon.